let's see what the headlines are saying. The papers are saying this morning. I have with me two journalists, Janet Mba-Afolabi and Ify Onyegbule. It's a female affair this morning. Yeah, wonderful. Nice to see you both. Good morning. All right, let's begin with the Daily Sun. Security challenges. Buhari talks tough, orders security chiefs to arrest situation, restore confidence. That's what the Daily Sun is reporting this morning. And from there, let's go to the Vanguard newspaper. Insecurity. Secure Nigeria now. Buhari orders security chiefs. And some writers here say kidnapping has reduced. Naval chief saying that. And then IGP rolls out new counter-kidnapping strategies. And security experts call for sterner measures by government. Okay, that's what the Vanguard has on its front page this morning. Let's move to The Nation now. The Nation newspaper. Jubilation in Osun over Oyetola's court victory. And appeal court voids tribunal's verdict. Governor, truth has prevailed. Adeleke, PDP for Supreme Court. PDP's boast has ended, says APC. Okay, that's what is on the front line of The Nation this morning. Let's move to the blueprint. The blueprint says how Emefiele won Buhari's heart for second term. And reappointment, good omen, Waleke is saying that. And we have reason to rejoice. Rice farmers are saying that. And that certainly has to do with agriculture. Moving now from the blueprint, let's go to The Guardian. The Guardian, why Buhari reappointed Emefiele as CBN governor. Okay, you can get all that update on The Guardian newspaper. All right, ladies, let's talk about this, the reappointment of the CBN governor. He is the first to be reappointed as CBN governor in the Fourth Republic, or in this, yes, in the Fourth Republic. And a lot of Nigerians, since, you know, this reappointment and the letter was read in the Senate, a lot of Nigerians have had applause for the president. Let me start with you, Ify.
This is one thing that I see that Nigerians are actually cheering the president about. Remember, when things happen, you find that people hit him left, right, and center. But when that news broke, that this man is getting a second term, as it were, some said, look, this is a wonderful one. Another, you know, went tribal with it and said now he's thinking about the Igbos, trying to warm his way to their hearts. And I'm asking the question, do we have to be tribal all of the time?
All of these things. I just wonder. He's a Nigerian, a professional doing his own thing.
And he's doing the job. So I think it's a good one myself. And I'm hoping that this is a sign of what's to come for the next 4 years. You know, the new government will be sworn into office in a few weeks. So this is hoping that this is exactly what we'll see, putting square pegs in square holes, not having square pegs in triangular holes, because they will never work as it is.
All right, Janet, if you see the last 5 years of the CBN governor's tenure, and through the days of recession we had and all of that, what would you say are the achievements so far that you can say, beat your chest to say the CBN governor has really done well?
Perhaps is the Naira, but although some people are also using it against him, that the Naira has gone so up, has gone so high up, and is not able to bring it down to where it was before this administration, because during the former president's administration, it was at 160, and there had been calls by certain groups for the removal of the CBN governor. There had been pressure on the president to remove him because the economy was, by some economists, that he was not really up to, he was not really handling the economy in a manner that it would be optimal. So they wanted his removal. So this reappointment came with mixed feelings. There's some who are happy that he's there, and there are some who are not happy.
But through some of his policies, he's been able to stabilize the Naira. The Naira has been stable.
That's what I'm saying, that has been a major,
depends on what you want to call
a major achievement. At least it hasn't gotten up to 500. It has remained at...
No, but even apart from whether it didn't go back to the original rate it was, the volatility of the Naira is no longer the way it used to be, where today you wake up, oh, it might be 380, 380. Now, next tomorrow you wake up is now 340. You know, and all of that. It's been relatively stable, isn't it?
Well, I won't agree in that your definition of stability,
Oh, okay.
as it were. Remember, she just talked about where it used to be
Yes.
before this government came into office, and now we're beginning to feel comfortable that it's at 360. Some will say 364. Why can't it go lower than what it is? Does it have to be that
A lot of Nigerians will say Nigeria is not producing. It is from when you produce that the
But
value.
what is stopping us from producing?
Aha,
What
fine.
is
So
stopping
I
us
wonder
from
if that
producing?
is. I wonder if that is the responsibility of the CBN anyway. Anyway,
It's
but
not. It's not.
They are all, you know, it's the
It's
economy
a chain.
somehow.
It's
Okay.
a chain, and you know it works together. We need to begin to look at that area where everything will work, and when everything works, every other thing will be affected. That's the truth. But everyone is dependent on oil, oil, oil. No one thinks about that time when oil will dry up, and it will happen. It will
All right.
happen.
We wait to see how certainly the Senate is working on it. But what days do you think ahead that you feel, Janet, I'm coming to you on this. What do you think the tasks ahead are for a CBN governor for Nigeria, considering the value of the Naira and where the economy is?
The tax ahead of him is enormous, and he has a huge...
If he gets confirmed.
If he gets confirmed. And I think he may get confirmed, because for him to be reappointed, they have in mind that he should be confirmed. I think that he should bring the Naira down a little bit, maybe to 200 or 160 back. And then we should, because some people believe that we are still in recession. We are told that we are out of recession, and people are saying we've not really seen the sign of being out. In fact, somebody made the joke that he does not know the difference between when we're in recession and now that we are out of recession. So we really have to make a difference, and that's the task before him. And the commercial banks make sure that people are able to access loans, you know, without so much stringent conditions for them to be able to access and do business with those loans. And that brings me to the issue of manufacturing. The major problem with manufacturing in this country is power. A lot of companies have closed down because the money they use in running the production of their goods is so high. The cost of production is high, and most of those costs goes into power, buying of diesel. The country is very hostile to business. We have a very hostile environment for business. A businessman who is in Ghana and is doing the same thing as a Nigerian businessman, he will have more profits as a Ghanaian business than his Nigerian counterparts.
All right. The other area certainly is, I understand the farmers are quite happy with the central bank with the anchor borrower scheme. Ify.
Yes, of course, who wouldn't be? When you have a scheme that actually supports what you do, you will be. But you and I know that there are some people who are still very pessimistic about what's going on. They will always criticize what it is that government is doing. But the people who are directly benefiting from that anchor borrower scheme are quite happy about it. And for me, it's a yes. Anything that helps to move the business forward, it's a yes for me.
Security challenges. Buhari talks tough. Its rider orders service chiefs to arrest. Situation, restore confidence. And from there, we move on now to the Vanguard newspaper. And it is leading with insecurity. Secure Nigeria now. Buhari orders security chiefs. A number of riders there. Kidnapping has reduced. Naval chief said so. IGP rolls out new counter-kidnapping strategies as security experts call for sterner measures by government. That is on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. On the front page of The Nation today, jubilation in Osun over Oyetola's court victory. Appeal court voids tribunal's verdict. Governor, truth has prevailed. Adeleke PDP for Supreme Court. PDP's boast has ended, says APC. That is on the front page of The Nation. On a Blueprint newspaper, how Emefiele won Buhari's heart for second term. Riders, reappointment, good omen. Walike says so. We have reason to rejoice. Rice farmers are making that declaration. And on The Guardian today, why Buhari reappointed Emefiele as CBN governor. Riders, its admission of something good from Jonathan government. What it should do was second term by man, that's the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and others. So let's talk about security. I mean, you talk about it every day. It's like there's still something new to talk about. And the president just has a special meeting with the service chiefs and calling attention to the state of security in the nation. Let's begin with you, Janet. This meeting at this time.
There's no doubt that there is a serious state of insecurity in this country. In fact, it grows by the day. If it's not the Jukums that are fighting the thieves in Taraba, it is kidnapping or banditry or Boko Haram or all manners of insecurity. The security agents are overwhelmed. Even the president is burdened. That's why he's giving out that riot act to the security chiefs to tell them that you have to arrest the situation. And if you look at the job of the police has the principal role to protect lives and property, but they can no longer do that. They have been overwhelmed. United Nations says that the ratio of policeman to Nigerians or population should be 1 policeman to 400 people. But in Nigeria, with our population, you see that it will be more. Even 1 to 400 is much, because 1 policeman cannot really control 400 people, 400 Nigerians for that matter, right, who are prone to breaking laws.
And then it said security is everyone's business. And in recent times, we have seen not just the police handle this issue of security, internal security. We've seen the army support in some cases. We've seen even the Air Force support in some other cases. Ify.
When you look at it, people are calling now for state police. Some are saying the vigilante groups should also step in, which is quite true, because sometimes when you bring people from outside to come police a place, they might not understand exactly what it is. But I think government should do more, because you wake up in the morning, you look at the papers, you have the numbers, this number of persons have been killed. We don't even have a data of who these persons are. We need to also look at creating that data where you understand that, okay, this is a person who has fallen to maybe people kidnap them, they've been killed. You just hear that people have been killed, you have no idea who it is. I'm also thinking that as the government steps in, starts a new term, something needs to be done. This meeting, if you ask me, I'm not very excited about the meeting, because I don't think that these are men who should sit in the same room talking with the president. What are you talking about? These are people who should have been shown the way out. Then you bring in, inject fresh blood. Let them come in with ideas. Because I don't understand what they're going to be sitting in a room talking with the president, trying to explain to him why people are being killed on a daily basis and nothing is happening. So I'm thinking that as they come out from that meeting, they shouldn't be smiling. There should be reasons for people to get on their toes and do the job for which they've been voted.
Well, were they actually smiling when they stepped out of that hall? Well, I know that's more on a lighter note. Yes, there have been calls for a reshuffle, a change in the service, but does that guarantee a shift in what we're experiencing at the moment? Janice, do you think that would guarantee a shift?
I think that will guarantee a shift, if there's a change, because a new person will want to prove himself. He would want to impress the president by performing. An older person, that somebody who had been there before, may have exhausted all the ideas that he has, but a fresh blood will come in and want to change it. And more importantly, we need to find out the root cause or causes of insecurity. What are the real problems? Because if you don't know the problems, you cannot find solutions to them.
Now, talking about the problems, I also think that government needs to be very open. Recently, there was the rumor going round that the Mestemeti Allah, that's the Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, and there was that rumor that some monies exchanged hands and all that. Where exactly did that come from? How is government going to nip that in the bud? You need to understand that the people need information, and when you don't give them information, of course, rumors will continue to thrive.
More openness from the government,
we need
security
openness from the government.
Operatives.
Security challenges. Buhari talks tough. Orders security chiefs to arrest situation, restore confidence. All right, that's what the Daily Sun is reporting and saying this morning. Vanguard is our next paper now. Insecurity. Secure Nigeria now. Buhari orders security chiefs. Kidnapping has reduced. Naval chief is saying that. That's a report credited to the Chief of Naval Staff. IGP rolls out new counter-kidnapping strategy. And as security experts call for sterner measures by government. From Vanguard, let's go to the Nation newspaper. See what the headline is on the Nation. Jubilation in Osun over Oyetola's court victory. Appeal court voids tribunal's verdict. The governor, truth has prevailed. Adeleke PDP for Supreme Court. And PDP's boast has ended, says APC. Okay, from the Nation, let's go to the Blueprint. The Blueprint is saying how Emefiele won Buhari's heart for second term. Reappointment, good omen. Waleki is saying that. And rice farmers are saying we have reason to rejoice over the reappointment of the CBN governor if he gets passed by the Senate. Okay, from the Blueprint, let's go now to The Guardian, which is the last paper for this morning. While Buhari reappointed Emefiele as CBN governor, you can get details of all of that, why he has won the heart of the president. All right, ladies, let's get to the security issues. These are some of the issues I'd like us to talk about right now. The president, in the last 1 week, has been holding crucial meetings with the service chiefs on how to move forward and how to tackle the issue of security across the country. Now, this meetings is not the first time. In fact, last year it was the same thing and all of that. But Nigerians are saying, why don't you rejig the service chiefs? Bring in new blood with new ideas and concepts and all of that. Let me start with you, Janet.
Yes, I think that some of them are overdue. Some of them should be removed and then be reduced.
But how do we reconcile or differentiate the fact that the longer they have stayed, the more experience they have gotten when it comes to being on the field and knowing the terrain? They've gotten more experience over the years. But when you bring in a new person with new ideas, with less experience, how do we reconcile?
Sometimes it doesn't work with experience.
Okay.
Sometimes it works with determination to fight the battle.
Okay.
It's determination to win the war that matters. You may have the experience, but you don't know how to apply it. Sometimes it could even be corruption, that the money that had been budgeted to fight insecurity may be diverted, may be embezzled, may go into wrong hands. So those are the issues. You know, the primary role of the army is to protect the country against external aggression at war times. But because this is peacetime, so to speak, in Nigeria, so their role is to protect the territorial integrity.
But a lot of people said Nigeria is even at war now, because when you talk about bandits and talk about herdsmen and talk about all of the Boko Haram, a lot of people, even government officials, have said these people originally, they said these were not Nigerians. At the time, we've heard that.
Yes, but it is not full-scale war. We cannot compare it to when we had the civil war. If we had war in Nigeria, you and I may not be sitting here discussing insecurity. You know, so the role of the army at this time, because there is so much insecurity in some parts of the country, like the Northeast, so their role is to secure the territorial integrity of Nigeria against internal aggression. This aggression is an internal aggression which they need to secure the country. And that's why you have so many of them in the Northeast, which is supposed to be the primary role of the police, to protect. Police is supposed to protect lives and property, but so many people's lives and property cannot be guaranteed, and that's why they are in IDPs.
Okay.
And sorry, let me just conclude this. Yes. The police is understaffed. Police now, they are not up to 400,000. They want to now push the number to like 650,000. Perhaps that way they could even be able to tackle.
If we've heard comments from a lot of analysts who have said, even from security analysts who have said that the Nigerian security agencies are highly overwhelmed by the situation on ground, from bandits to Boko Haram to kidnappings, to armed robbery, to herdsmen, and so on.
But do we need anybody to tell us that, Mike? They've come out to say it themselves.
Yeah,
even the army that you're talking about.
But Nigerians have always also had confidence in, in the security agencies that we have when it comes to their capacity to handle this.
It is what it is. You don't know what you don't know. That's the truth. But many of them have actually come out to say, look, we're overwhelmed. Even the people we're trying to fight and keep away, they have more sophisticated weapons than what we have. So I still think it falls back to government. All of these meetings that the president is having, They need to look each other in the face and say it as it is. As long as people won't come out to call a spade, I'm afraid we'll just be going round in circles. They need to wake up, hit the nail on the head, come out with, you know, policies and ways that all of these issues will be brought to the barest minimum. I tell you, there will always be, you know, challenges.
Okay.
Even in very civilized democracies, there are challenges.
All right, Janet,
I
I think about 2 days or 3 days ago, on the papers as well, there was this headline that says, if you want assistance, you will get it. Just ask. Britain was referring to Nigeria as far as that headline was. Now, when it comes to assistance from countries and international friends of Nigeria, we've really not been seeing that much on the headlines. But how much of that do we need right now?
I think we need those assistance. If they've offered the assistance and they look at it, for whose benefit? Is it the assistance going to be for the benefit of the British, or is it going to be for the benefit of Nigeria? You also have to
no country is in isolation after all.
There is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. Somebody has paid for it. So if somebody is offering you an assistance, on what terms? So if you look at the terms and see that you are going to benefit on the long run, there is no hidden agenda. So you go ahead and take that assistance, because this moment we need help as far as security is concerned. Because a lot of people, or let me not say a lot, some people are benefiting from the crisis of insecurity. They are buying weapons for these people, they are selling weapons, they are importing weapons. We see how customs seize loads of guns. Those are the ones we see. How about the ones that we do not see?
We don't see.
We don't see.
Well, when it comes to assistance from other countries, in fact, Nigerian neighbors from Cameroon to Chad to Niger and even Benin Republic, we have heard comments from government officials who say that some of these are cross-border crime and all of that, from bandits to herdsmen and Boko Haram and all of that. How much can these neighbors of Nigeria do when it comes to assisting Nigeria to help hold their own territory together?
Some of those neighbors are battling their own challenges also. And I'm not sure you would, as a person, leave your house that's burning and you go want to help your neighbor. You've got to put your own house in order first before you can look at how you can help your neighbor. And we just banded the name, the giant of Africa. What makes you the giant? You're the one who should be looking after other countries in Africa. I tell you, other countries are even looking to Nigeria to say, look, we need you to come help us do this. We need you. I was at a party. We had this forum where the Namibian government actually had to interact with journalists. And they were saying, look, we have a country that is as big as Nigeria, but we have just 2.4 or thereabout million persons, as it were. We need Nigerians who have genuine interest, business interest, to come to the country. Now, when you hear such a thing, I'm sure you know the number of Nigerians who want to troop there, but the visa process is not something you would just get like that. So what I'm trying to say is, when you fix the country, you won't be looking to smaller countries to actually help you when you're having problems. You're the one who should be the big brother.
Okay, we'll wait to see how all the new strategies by the service chiefs and the presidential order to them, how it translate to security going forward. Thank you very much, Ify Onyegbule, for coming on the program. Janet Mba-Afolabi, thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you.